Hey guys, I got a video on Arms and Fury and MOP Beta. Please like, favorite, subscribe, and I really hope you all enjoy. Y'all take care. Hey guys, how you doing? We're on the third installment of the Miss Pandaria Beta Warrior Guide. Here I'm going to be talking about Arms Warriors and what they have, what they don't have, how they benefit from what they do have, the differences. So first we're going to get started with, we're going to go to Talents, or Spellbook really. We already talked about talents, avatars, stuff like that, but let's talk about the core abilities as we're right here. Charge. Obviously, you know that builds rage. You're always going to use that pretty much on cooldown. It's used to stop heals, to focus fear, stuff like that. You also got Colossal Smash. Anytime it's up, you want to use it. That way it's more damage. Reduces someone's armor by 50%, 100% if it's PvE. Obviously, amazing. Still normal stuff. Mortal Strike. It's the same thing as it used to be. The only difference is now it generates rage instead of loses it. Okay. Overpower, still the same thing. Still crits just like it used to. It's great. There is something that's been added to it. Whenever you get an overpower proc, if you get an additional overpower proc, it'll increase the chance of your heroic strike to increase its damage by 100%. And it can proc up to 5 times. So that's 500% increased damage on heroic strike. You probably won't get 5 times, but you'll definitely be able to get 1 to 2 in PvE or PvP, and it's awesome. It's great. Now this is only Arms. Arms is the only has this. Fury doesn't have this. So if you want that extra proc, you're gonna have to go Arms. Slam's amazing. It does 200% weapon damage now. It's instant. It does cost 30 rage, but like I said in my earlier videos, rage is not hard to get anymore. It's pretty easy to get. So you probably want to slam on cooldown. Execute. I'm going to make this very clear. Execute is for Arms and Fury. It hits so hard. It can crit up to 300k if it's a crit on a full Resil target. It hits very hard. When someone's below 20%, all you're going to be spamming is execute. But please make sure you have 30 rage ready for it, because if you don't, yeah, you're screwed. But it's a guaranteed kill. It's beautiful. Abilities that only work with Arms would be Sweeping Strikes. You only have Sweeping Strikes with Arms. You don't have it with Fury. Sweeping Strikes cost 30 rage, which it's not that much. It's not that hard. Like I said, if a melee cleaves on you, you definitely want to pop that, and you just want to fucking start hitting the shit out of them, and I guarantee it's going to hurt them more than it hurts you, as long as your healer keeps you up pretty decently. If there's too much pressure, you can always die by the sword. What this does is increase your power chance by 100% and reduces damage taken by 20%. So if it's a melee, you're pretty much as long as they're in front of you, they're going to get parried by everything. And casters, it'll reduce the damage by 20%. This is very useful in case you want to keep pressure up, but you don't want to go defensive. And it's up every 2 minutes, so it's pretty good. It used to be 1 minute, but they changed it. I guess it was a little too OP or something. Yeah, that's really all that's changed as Arms. That's it. That's all that's changed in Arms. Now we're going to go to Fury. So let me change it over. Activate. Also keep in mind that the majority of things do not take rage anymore. Very few things do. Alright, so now we're Fury. Alright, so let me just say this first off. One, if you're Fury and you have two two-handers, that is 764 extra Resil, 764 extra crit, and all these stats that are just extra. That is more. Also, when you go defensive, you can have a two-hander weapon instead of a one-hander. It's completely worth it. It's just more survivability ultimately. Okay, that being said, the difference is you don't have Sweeping Strikes. That's gone. You still have Die by the Sword, which is totally amazing. Also, I'd like to mention that Disarm and Intervene no longer require you to be in defensive stance. So you can disarm, you can intervene. You don't have to waste that GCD before it actually happens, which is good. It's amazing. It's just going to make it easier for you to get on the target and do what you got to do. Also keep in mind that defensive stance it decreases damage taken by 15% now, not 10%. So whenever you want to go D and pop shield wall, you pop that with it. That's 55% damage reduction. It's amazing. Okay, but you'll always spam Bloodthirst on cooldown. It actually hits pretty decently hard, and it crits a great deal. It almost always crits. As you know, it always hits you. It heals you for 1% every time you use it. If you glyph it, it heals you for 2%. Then there's Wild Strikes, which randomly procs. That is pretty much like the Moral Strike of Arms. When you use it, it will apply the healing debuff on the target, and it also heals for a great deal. Or I mean, it also does damage for a great deal. 260% damage plus 1,528. That's a lot of damage. It hits very hard. Then there's this. Now let's look at this very carefully. This says it hits for 260% weapon damage. Raging Blow says it hits for 200% weapon damage, but Raging Blow hits with both weapons for 200% weapon damage. So it's going to be this. You always want to, whenever you rage, you're always going to want to use Raging Blows. It's always going to be such a hard hit. It's going to be completely worth it. And of course, whenever someone's 20% or below, you without a doubt want to always execute. In Fury, a lot more items take rage, but they just don't take as much. For example, Wild Strike takes 30, yeah, but the Raging Blow only takes 10. And Bloodthirst just gives you rage. Colossal Smash does not take any rage, which is a really good thing. I know a lot of you are wondering what happened to Piercing Howl. Piercing Howl is now with Thunderclap. So it's now, whenever you use it, it demoralizes the target, reducing their physical damage dealt by 15%. That's really all there is to Fury. I can't get numbers of what talents are better with what specs. Pretty much, from what I've seen, Avatar with Banner, Recklessness, Deadly Calm, they all do good damage as together. Separately, they do good as well, but ultimately, all the other talents, it just didn't seem like they're as viable. Yeah, it's pretty much it. You've lost a lot of healing. You lost your enrage regen. I really hope they give that back to us. Symbiosis, you ought to understand, when you get Symbiosis from a druid, you will get a speed boost that gets you out of all immobilizations. I can't show you that right now because I don't have Symbiosis on me, but it's an amazing ability, and honestly, they're probably going to put Symbiosis on the lock or someone else so they can get a port or something else, but if you do get it, saying like Kitty Cleave or something, it's amazing. It's great. I would always recommend using it. Fear is now a 1 minute cooldown as opposed to a 2 minute cooldown, so that's a lot better. They did increase the pummel cooldown by 15 seconds as opposed to 10, but with Gag Order, that doesn't hurt you as much. Recklessness, Deadly Calm, pretty much you can pop all your cooldowns at once, but once again, like I said, I would not recommend that. Now, I'm going to get into the banners, which is the last part of this video. And banners are actually quite useful. I can't even explain. War banners, you get that at about 83, I believe. Now, you have Mocking Banner, Demoralized Banner, and Skull Banner. Skull Banner is amazing. You always put that down with Recklessness. It increases your critical damage by 20%. If you have that with Recklessness, it does so much damage. If you put that down and you pop Rec when you're freaking executing, it will increase its damage by 20%, so it's such a guaranteed kill. It's an amazing ability. This is an amazing banner, and it's for everybody in the group, which is even more amazing. Demoralized Banner. Throw down a War Banner for 30 seconds, decreasing damage dealt by all enemies by 10%. Okay, so you pop Shield Wall, which is 40%. Then you go into Tank Stance, which is 15, so that's 55. Then you pop that, which is 10%. So that's, wow, that's 65%. So that's pretty big. That's a lot of damage reduction that you got right there, just for popping that real quick. Mocking Banner, that is, I guess, like if you watch the Swifty videos, you can pop it out way in the middle of nowhere, and then you can intervene and then charge back in, but I would rather just intervene to my healer and then charge back in due to the fact that it would remove something off of him, and it would just ultimately benefit the team more than a banner would, I guess you could say. That's really it. I really hope this was helpful. please like, favorite, and subscribe. Please comment below. Tell me what you want to see, what you don't want to see, and I will be more than happy to get that up for you. There is one more thing I do want to show you. That it is, I personally feel it's a bug, and I have no doubt that they will fix it. But if you pop shield wall, and then you go back to two-handed, you still have shield wall up. So you can still stay offensive with shield wall in Fury. That is one thing Fury has over arms. You can't do that. I think it's a bug due to the fact that there's 2 items in the hands. That's why it's letting you do it. But it's a pretty nice bug. So it reduces damage by 40% while you're like shitting on somebody with recklessness and everything. It's pretty. I really hope you guys enjoy. Thank you and have a nice day.